welcome back to the Pantry Kitchen. I'm Catherine and today I'm going to show you my classic carrot cake recipe. We're going to do a little twist, and instead of classic cream cheese buttercream, I'm going to do it with a salted caramel buttercream. I think the combination of the sweet carrots and the cinnamon in this cake go really well with a caramel buttercream. We will put it together, we'll show you how to frost it, and then we will dive in and enjoy. So it's a super simple recipe. It's just a few ingredients for the best carrot cake ever. So grab your ingredients and let's get started. Granulated sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, crushed pineapple, vegetable oil, salt, baking soda, cinnamon, and all-purpose flour, and grated carrots. All right, so what I'm going to do first, I've got my dry ingredients in a separate bowl. I'm just going to mix them all together so that the cinnamon and the baking soda and salt can all be dispersed evenly throughout the flour. And then we're going to set this aside so that this is ready to go when we're ready to add the dry ingredients. Looks good. Just a quick little mix. Then with a handheld whisk, I'm going to have my sugar in the bowl, then my 3 eggs going in. Then we're just going to whisk this until combined, and then we're going to go ahead and start streaming in our vegetable oil. I like using a whisk for this, and just doing it by hand, because then you know that you will not overmix your cake batter and you won't have a tough cake. So we're going to get a little bit of air, not a lot. Look at new whisk, same problem. All right. Oh, good God. My favorite whisk, but it's broken. My vanilla. We want this part. Carrot cake is a oil-based cake, so there is quite a bit of oil in this cake, but I promise it won't be oily at all. It's going to give you the most moist and delicious cake, and that's exactly what you want in cake. So it doesn't really need to hold the ribbon, and all that means is that if I drag it like this and make a figure 8, that it'll hold the shape a little bit in the rest of the mixture, and it does that, and we're just looking for it to be nice and light. So now, while whisking constantly, I'm going to start drizzling in my vegetable oil. We want to do this evenly and constantly whisking because we don't want this to separate. My bowl is just jumping away from me, so just to give it a quick hold. So as long as you're constantly whisking, and then this will get nice and thick and light as well. A little bit of an arm workout for you, and if you want, you can totally use a mixer, like a handheld one, or a stand mixer if you'd like, but I just like doing this one by hand, especially if I'm only making one cake like today. Then just by hand is easy. All right, and you can see already it's nice and thick and light. Beautiful. In goes our pineapple. Crushed pineapple is just going to add another level of sweetness as well as moisture. And that's what we're looking for in this cake. All right, once that's all in, go ahead and add in our dry ingredients. I like to whisk these in and slowly. We're not going to whisk like we were because we want this to be nice and fluffy. We don't want to overwork the gluten in the flour. So just take your time. When almost all the flour is gone, that's when I will fold in my shredded carrots. So I used to shred my carrots with a box grater, totally can still, but then when I have to make so much cake, it was just taking so much time, and I was like, there's gotta be a faster way. So I threw them all in my food processor, threw it on pulse, and now I have this finely shredded carrot that's just so beautiful. And it takes me literally 10 seconds compared to however long it takes for me to use a box grater. So get it all off my whisk. Then I'm going to switch to my spatula and fold in my carrots. I'm going to get all the way to the bottom of the bowl and gently fold them in. All right, and that looks perfect. So what I'm showing you today, my standard cakes are 3 layers of cake, 2 filling layers or 2 layers of buttercream, and then all covered. When I'm doing it like this and when I'm serving it to family or bringing it to a Sunday brunch, something like that, I like to do 2 thicker layers, 1 filling layer, and then honestly just decorated rustically with the buttercream. Maybe I'll throw a little toasted coconut on the side, something like that, or some chopped nuts on the side as well of the cake. That is nice, but I don't like to go too fancy with it because it's all about the cake and what is inside. So I am doing an 8-inch round. So this will make 3 layers or 2 thicker layers. So it depends on what you're going for, but I am going for more of that rustic style. Okay. And I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And these will be in there for about 25 to 30 minutes until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. Little tap on the counter just to get any air bubbles out. And we're good to go in the oven. All right, so our carrot cake is all baked up, beautifully baked. All I did was trim a little bit off. Do not throw this out. That is the cook's treat. This is a perfect one to make for Easter this weekend. I've got my homemade caramel sauce, which we shared last week, and some vanilla buttercream. So all I'm gonna do, and I like to keep it, like I said, we're doing more of a rustic style. It's not one of my super duper decorated ones. It's simple, but it's delicious. So I'm gonna take a little bit of vanilla buttercream and my caramel sauce. That looks good. I've got the 2 layers, so we're gonna have 1 layer of filling and then all the rest of the buttercream will go on the exterior of the cake. And we're just gonna make this an easy decorated, but it's gonna be so pretty. You throw it on a nice cake stand, bring it to your Easter, and everybody will be like, oh my gosh, this is the best carrot cake you've ever made. All right. That looks good. All right, so I've got my nice cake stand here. My cake fits perfectly on here, so I'm just gonna dab a little bit of buttercream on the bottom, and this will just help it from your cake sliding around. And I'm gonna go ahead with the first layer, take off the parchment, and slide that on there. Make sure we're in the center. And like I said, this one's gonna be a little bit more simple design, but just a beautiful cake to end your Easter meal with, or any springtime meal really. Got our caramel buttercream here. And I do a bit thinner layers on this cake because I really want the cake to shine. I just want the icing to really just be an accent to this cake. So once you got it nice and smooth, go ahead, and I always invert upside down, right on top. So that way you get a nice flat cake on the top. Peel the parchment off, and go ahead with the rest of your buttercream. And I'm just really going to utilize the offset spatula and the swoops and swooshes that it makes, and go with that as the design. Then I've got some walnut pieces here I'm just going to use to make a little bit of a border. All right. And I love that you can kind of see the cake a little bit through as well. It's kind of like a semi-naked cake. And I'm just going to add a few pieces of walnuts. There's no nuts in the cake, but I find that this just kind of gives a nod to the carrot cake because most carrot cakes do come with either raisins or nuts. But I like to keep mine nut free, but then has a little crunch on top. Just a nice little border of walnuts. You can use pecans too, would be really good. And there is a simple, beautiful, we're gonna slice into this and taste it. I cannot wait. But there is a simple, beautiful carrot cake for your Easter table, and everyone will totally enjoy, I promise. So without further ado, I wanna show you the inside of this cake. My mouth is already watering. This is probably my, not probably, this is my most favorite cake of all time. Can you see? Oh, the caramel, salted caramel buttercream with the carrot cake, I'm telling you. Oh, perfect. All right, I cannot wait any longer. We must taste, and I promise, please make it for your Easter dinner. Share a picture with me on Instagram or Facebook, because I love when you guys do your recreations. I'll be here one more second. This, a little cup of coffee. My dream. My favorite cake. I so hope you also enjoy the recipe. You make it for your friends and family. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.